Okay guys, here we go. It's Monday, 2nd of July. It's Jackie here from Stampingjack.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and it's time again for our weekly Facebook Live. First of all, I need to apologise for the lack of a weekly Facebook Live last week, but I'm afraid my phone just decided to give up and it had had enough. So thankfully last week I got myself a new phone, managed to figure it all out, get everything transferred over, and now here we are, we're live! Hooray! So let me just quickly check the setup here, make sure that we're going. As you arrive, just leave me a comment below, let me know you're here. Hi Lynn, welcome! Good to see you. Right, here we are. So I hope you're enjoying the sweltering weather. What's it like down where you are, Lynn? I think it hit something like 30 degrees where we were today. I was driving home from work. I was on the M25 and it was 31.5 degrees. So, phew, pretty hot. And there's been a few times over the last little while where my craft room is in my conservatory. And as you can imagine, that gets quite hot. So there's been a couple of times where I've come out here to craft and it just... not happening, way too hot. Hi Doreen, welcome, welcome. So, let's see, what have we got to tell you about this week? There's lots to tell you about, some really big news, and I've got lots of prizes to give away. Lynn, yeah, I'll bet it is, We're all just, sweltering. So yes, what's the news? There's two really big bits of Stampin' Up! News happening this month. The first, and I posted some information about it onto the page earlier today, but the first thing is that for this month, so until the 31st of July, we're holding, same as last year, our DSP sale. Now that's fantastic because obviously we've just had our new catalogue come out. There's loads of new designer series papers and they're all fantastic and we'd love to have them all, but you know, it can be a bit over the top to try and get all of them. Hi Anne, welcome. Oh, I'm glad you're a bit cooler down there. That's fantastic. So let me just show you. So what it is that when you buy 3 packs of our designer series paper, you get to choose one for free, which is really, really good. And you can use that offer as many times as you like. So you could buy 6 packs of paper and get 2 for free. It's entirely up to you. So the papers that are on offer, it's not all of them. It excludes our speciality series paper. But what it does include is our Twinkle Twinkle designer series paper, the Under the Mistletoe designer series paper, Nature's Poem, Petal Promenade, Tranquil Textures, Animal Expedition, Best Route, Garden, these are all 12 by 12s, and then Garden Impressions, Tropical Escape, and Wood Textures, which are 6 by 6 packs. So you buy any 3 of those and you get to choose any one that you want for free, which is absolutely fantastic. So that runs from now until the 31st of July, valid on all orders. So all you've got to do is just go to my online shop, put the items in your basket, and the 4th pack that you put in will be at £0, which is lovely. Remember to use this month's host code, which I'll post up, to get an extra little thank you gift from me at the end of the month. So that's the first thing, which is the designer series paper sale. So I think you can expect some, hi Monica, welcome. Hi Emma, welcome. I think you can expect some projects from me this month using up this gorgeous designer series paper. Now I've got my designer series paper product share is due to go out in the next week or so, and that's basically a quarter of every designer series pack. And I've actually got 1 or 2 left over, so if you're still interested in that instead, then again, have a look on my website for that. So the second big news is for anybody who joins Stampin' Up! Hi Sue, welcome. Anyone who joins Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator this month will be able to choose, in addition to your starter pack, which is basically you can choose any £130 worth of products and pay just £99, including postage and packing. So that's a great offer just as it is, and everything you purchase after that you get 20% discount on. But on top of that, what you'll be able to get for free is 10 free ink pads, which is just amazing. It's fantastic. It's a great way to build your colour collection. And how it works is that when you sign up as a demonstrator, they come in packs of 10, so you get a collection. So one collection will be the 2 sets of 5 in colours, and then you can choose either from the neutrals, the brights, the subtles, or the regals, and you'll get every colour in each one of those groups. So that's, you know, that's worth of like £67 free of stuff. So that's really, really fantastic. And you know, it's easy to sign up as a demonstrator, and you don't have to do classes, you don't have to do videos, you don't have to do a blog, you don't have to do any of that stuff. And I can see 1 or 2 of my team are on here, and I'm sure they can vouch for it, is that it's so easy. You can do as much or as little as you like. If you don't want to do classes, you don't even want to sell, you just want to get a discount, then that's absolutely fine. You're more than welcome. So I'll post a link to that again when I repost this video. So they're the 2 big bits of news from Stampin' Up. Both of those promotions are running all through July, which is really, really good. The other good bit of news is that my monthly stamp club, my first one, is about to start. So those of you signed up will be getting an email from me in a little while, which is great. I've had a couple of inquiries about whether I'd start a second one. So I've decided if I have enough demand, then I'll start a second one this month as well. So if you're interested, then do drop me a line or go to my website and you can sign up in the link there. Basically how it works is that the club runs for 5 months. There's 5 members and everybody commits to spending at least £30 each month. And what that means is that when you all put your orders together, it goes above the magic £150 mark, which is where you start getting product credit to spend at 10% as a minimum. It goes up depending on the amount. So what happens is that everybody has a turn of being the host, and in your month you'll get the credit for all the orders put together. So it's a great way to just gradually build your supplies and your collection rather than going mad all at once, which we're all tempted to do. So you can stagger your purchases. You've got time to play with them in between, which is great. Oh, I lost you for a second there. I think we're back. Yes. So then on top of that, when you're part of the club, is that I will send you like a little project kit every month, and at the end of the 5 months we'll have a party where you can come together and craft, and obviously every month you'll get an extra free little thank you gift from me. So there's lots of perks that go along with it, as well as in one of the months getting free credit to spend, which is fantastic. So yeah, I'm starting a second one. I've got a couple of places, so if I get 5 together, then I'll run a second one starting in July. So that's the news. Now for the prizes. So this is what I was supposed to do last week. I have so many prizes to give out. So let me just move this out of the way. So the first prize I want to do is for the doilies from last week. So this is for anyone who shared the video was entered into the draw. So here are all the names in a hat here. So we'll just pick one out at random, and that is Kat. So woohoo, Kat, well done. You've won yourself these doilies. So I'll pop those into you. Okay, all you've got to do to be entered into the draw every week is just share this video. So if you haven't done so already, share it, let me know that you shared it, and you'll be entered into the draw. Next week's prize for anyone who shares this week's video is this pack of buttons in beautiful, these aren't current, but these are just some gorgeous bright summery colours, and you've got some clear ones as well. So they're just really cute addition to your card projects. So yeah, share the video to be entered into the prize for that next week. So that's prize number 1. Prize number 2 is from the week before last, when I did the replay of the open house. We had like an online, hi Diane, welcome. We had like an online scavenger hunt to win the gorgeous Graceful Glass Path of Designer Series vellum. And quite a few of you joined in. There was quite a few questions in there, and quite a few of you got it right. So let's see who is going to win this one. So thanks, Lynn. Who's that? So Anne, well done, Anne. Anne wins the graceful glass vellum. I look forward to seeing what Anne makes with those. Congratulations, Anne. Right, next up was on our open day, we had a scavenger hunt. So that was like a set of questions that had to be answered by everybody here. Sorry, I'm just getting the bits. Oh, congratulations, Anne. Well done. You're doing well, aren't you? Oh, that's reminded me. We've just finished our latest challenge over on my VIP page. We had a sketch challenge this month, so I'll be announcing the winner of that in the next couple of days once I get round to it. Right, so the scavenger hunt at the open day was for this stamp set here, which is the Shooting Star stamp set. And we had 2 people scored maximum marks. So got left or right. So you guys can choose. You leave me a comment to say either left or right, and whoever gets the most votes wins. So I'll leave that there for a second. So let's hear your left or right votes, okay? And whilst we do that, I've got even more prizes to give out. So next up we have, this was the big prize draw, and this is the, hang on, let's do it in reverse order. So third prize was the Tasty Treats Designer Series paper, and that goes to Jude. So well done, Jude. Congratulations. I love this paper. It's very seasonal right now, so I'm sure she'll produce some beautiful stuff with that. So how are we getting? 3 votes for the right, 1 vote for the left. Okay. Then the second prize is for the pack of, this is basically a sampler of all the new colours that came out in our colour refresh this year. And the winner of that was Diane. So well done, Diane. I saw Diane was on here earlier. So congratulations, Diane. I'll pop that in the post to you. So let's see how we're doing. So right, okay. Right, it is this one. Let's see who it is. It's Sue. Sue Rowley. Sue, you're on here, so congratulations. Well done, you. I should give this to you on Wednesday when I see you. Okay, and then for our final prize, which is the Watercolour Wishes. You're welcome, Diane. With the Watercolour Wishes stamp card making kit. I'm just trying to get my list here. The winner of that one is, where is it? Which one is it? The winner of that one is Angie. So well done, Angie. I will get in touch. I don't think she's on here tonight, but I will get in touch. And there you go. This is a complete card making kit. It's got everything you need. Card bases, embellishments, stamp set, ink. It's even got dimensionals in here, so it's really, really cool. Okay, so there we go. That's our prize giving extravaganza for tonight. So let's just make a bit of space. Okay. You're welcome, Sue. Right, so what do I need to do? Now we need to make some cards, okay? So let's see, where should we start? Let's start with a really, really simple one. And this is using the Dandelion Wishes stamp set. And I don't know, let me just turn on a bit of light here and see. Can you see the sparkle? There we go. Can you see the sparkle on that using the Wink of Stella? And this is just such a simple, simple card. So what we're going to use is the Dandelion Wishes stamp set, our crumb cake ink, and then we have, let's get my pieces. So we've got a crumb cake card base, just scored and folded in half. We've got a layer of Whisper White, and then we've got our crumb cake panel. So let me just get some scrap paper. Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, so, and then we need a block. So we're just going to ink up this large image here. We need a bigger block. Okay, and all we're doing is we're just going to stamp tone on tone on this. So basically we're stamping onto crumb cake cardstock using crumb cake ink. And I love the effect that this gives. It's almost like a watermark effect. It's really, really cool. And of course you can use it with any colour. So let me just make sure that I'm getting good inking on here. Yeah. I came out the other day and found that one of my ink pads, I'd left it not quite closed properly, and with the heat out here it had dried out. So thankfully I was able to rescue it by just re-inking it, which is great. Okay, so then we're just going to stamp this across the bottom like so. Okay. There we go, and then we're going to take the sentiment. This is such a simple card. Just going to stamp that in the corner here. Okay, and then we take our Wink of Stella pen, and all I'm doing is I'm just adding little dabs of the Wink of Stella to the little, I don't know what you call those bits of the dandelions, fronds? Seed heads, I don't know. They're not petals. Any botanists among us who knows what it is? I'll put some in the center as well. I don't want to go, when I did this, it looked a little plain, but I didn't want to add lots of bling to it. I just wanted a nice subtle shimmer. And I'm going to have a lot of fun playing with this stamp set. I think it really lends itself to emboss resist and watercolouring and lots of really fun techniques. So I think you can expect to see this one popping up quite a bit over the next little while as I get around to playing with it and experimenting with it. This stamp set arrived. These are the cards we made at last month's class, and this stamp set arrived on the day of the class. I got home probably an hour before we were due to start, and I thought, yes, right, I'm ready. If you brush the Wink of Stella across its stamp, would it transfer to the card? I don't know, Anne. Let's try it, shall we? Let's see. Let's take our stamp, add it on there, give it a huff, and then ink it down. There you go, it does. I'll have to see how that dries, but it does give the shimmer. What a clever idea, Anne. I'll have to try that. Brilliant. There we go. Okay. So there we are. Then all we need to do is get our glue and just glue our layers together. Yeah, I feel the same. You have got to come to a class, and we'll have so much fun together. There we go. And then we just glue that down. I have to say, I'm loving all the entries in my VIP Facebook group that we had this month for the sketch challenge that we had. It's so great. And of course, it's great inspiration for anyone, even if you haven't entered. And this month it's going to be a colour challenge, but I haven't quite decided what the colours are yet. So if you guys are on here and have any particular colours that you think you'd like to have included, then I'm happy to hear your suggestions. We'll see what we come up with. So there we go. Card number 1. Easy peasy. And now I've got glue on me somehow. Blech. Sticky out here today. There we go. Okay, so let's put these away. And then we'll move on to our second card. And for this one, it's going to be this one. And this is using just the cutest little new set that we've got, which is the Little Elephant stamp set. It's just so sweet. It's in the sort of kids baby section, but you know what? It's so much more than just kids and baby cards. It's fantastic. And it comes with a coordinating punch, so you can punch out your little elephants, which is really cool. And then the colours we're going to use are Calypso Coral and our new colour Grey Granite, which is just obviously the colour for an elephant, right? Has to be. And then let's cut the pieces here. What we have is a mint macaron card base. And then I've done a panel. You see that? I've used my subtle embossing folder. I was raving about this the last time we spoke. And this is in grey granite. And of course, with the embossing, I think it looks a little bit like elephant hide. So that's really cool. And then we've got a stitched shape circle. And then we've got this little strip here, which is from the Garden Impressions Designer Series paper. This is one of the packs that's actually included in the 4 for 3 offer. So the first thing I'm going to do is to just scrunch this up a little bit, just to give it a bit of extra dimension. Okay, and then we're going to put these pieces to one side. I'm going to bring in, I've got a little scrap here, okay, and I'm going to stamp my elephant onto this scrap. Okay, so we're going to stamp him using, the grey granite. Go. That's it. And then we just punch him out. Easy peasy. Okay. Clear off those extra bits, so don't need those. And then we're going to use our sentiment, and I'm going to... So you see you've got the thank you, you've got some balloons, you've got a little umbrella, lots of little hearts, lots of little things. But I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a little bit of masking for this one. So we've got, this says, hello little one, but I just want mine to say hello, okay? So I'm going to place my elephant here, all right, just so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to stamp some hearts in the Calypso Coral. Okay, so I'm just using my elephant cutout to just place where I want my stamping to go. Hi Jenny, welcome. All right, and then I'm going to take a little post-it. Okay. So I'm just going to put that over the bottom bit of my stamp because I don't want the little one, I just want the hello. Can you see that? And then we'll just ink it up. Okay, remove the post-it, very important. And then just pop our elephant back. I'm just going to stamp that down here. Like so. And there you go. We've just got the hello. So that's a great way to just get one or two or the odd word from a sentiment if you don't want the whole lot. Really, really easy. Okay. And then for the rest of this, it's just simply a case of assembling. It's so easy. So we're going to glue our embossed panel. I told you were going to see the results of this embossing folder a lot last time, didn't I? I just love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, pop that on there, and then take our dimensionals, which are here. Pop those on the back of our elephant. Whoop. I don't want him upside down. I want him just like so. Okay, and then on the back we want some dimensionals. All right, so now For this one, I've got him in the middle or near the top, and I think I might do it the other way around here. Let's have a look and see. Because I've got another one where he's on the bottom. So it's exactly the same elements, just in a slightly different place, and I think I'm going to do this one this way. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of our paper. Okay. I'm deliberately not putting it to the edges because I want it to kind of stick up. And I turn my card sideways. I'm just going to pop it down like so. Okay, and then we'll add our sentiment panel over the top. There we go, and then we need a little bit of bling. So let's just, don't want too many, because this is a really simple little card. There we go, one there. And there. And whoops, one there. Okay, and then final touch is our wink of Stella again. Ooh, a heart. Woohoo, I love it when I see the hearts. Thank you, whoever that was. And then we'll just spritz it with our wink of Stella, just to give it an extra little bit of shine. Can you see that shimmer there? Fantastic. So there you go. Exactly the same elements, just 3 slightly different layouts, which I always like. I always think is kind of cool to get different layouts and different looks with the same stuff. So that'd make a really nice sort of card set, wouldn't it? Be cool. All right, so that's card number 2. Thanks, Lenny. He's cute. I love this little elephant. He's just so sweet. Wouldn't it make you smile to just get that card in the post, or just handed to you even? Just couldn't help it. It's just adorable. Okay, so that's card number 2. We're clocking along tonight. So let's see, what should we do next? For our next card, I'm going to use the Big Thank You stamp set. And it comes, or it has, a coordinating die. Hi, Terry. Oh, get that boy to sleep, but I know what you mean. If it's warm and then it's bright out, you just can't get them off, can you? But you can watch me later. So yes, this comes with a coordinating die. Now this is a bit like another die we have, which has does the happy birthday. And I was really pleased to see this because I make a lot of thank you cards. So I'm always looking for, I get bored very easily. So this is brilliant because it just makes a card all by itself. And I think this is one of those stamp sets that you could kind of easily overlook because it doesn't really jump out at you like other stamp sets in the catalogue do. But I think it's got a lot going for it. It's got some really great images and I like the sentiments in it. So that's what we're going to use tonight. And we're going to make this card. Which I love the colours on that. Really, really bright. Okay. So let's put this to one side. So what we need for this is we've got a Coastal Cabana base, which is cut. So we've got the A4 card cut lengthways and then folded in half, and then we just have a panel of Whisper White. Very, very easy. So we're going to need our scrap paper again for this. Okay, and then we're going to stamp in various colours. So we've got our Memento Black, so we've got Bermuda Bay, Coastal Cabana, Melon Mambo, Lemon Lime Twist, and Powder Pink. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is just grab some of these and make some room. So we'll grab some of these flower images, and you can see these are 2-step stamping. So I'm just going to grab a load of blocks and just get these all on, so it's easy. Okay, so we've got this one, and this one, this outline, another outline, and then we want a leaf. So we want this one. Okay, here we go. And then we're just going to take our Memento black ink and we're going to stamp this large outline first. Okay, so as you regulars will know, when we're stamping like a background or a collection of images like this, I always start with the largest image, okay, because you can always fill in later with the smaller ones. Fill in your gaps. Okay, so there's no particular pattern, they're a little bit random, okay, and I know how hard random can be, believe me. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Coastal Cabana on here. So now we've got the coordinating solid stamp. Okay, so we'll just close this up. I have to be careful in this heat, keep my ink pads closed so they don't dry out too quickly. So there we go. So it's really easy to see through the photopolymer stamp set, stamp even, and just line up over the top like so. Okay, so that's one. Next, we have our next outline image, and we're going to stamp that in Melon Mambo. Okay, so again, like that, and then we have the solid image, which you're going to stamp over the top in powder pink. Okay, so again, when you're lining up your stamps like this, it's best to get right over the top because then you can see it easily. Okay. Here we go. And then I'm going to add in a few more of these stamped off just to fill in some of these gaps. Okay, and then finally, I think I'm going to add a couple of Bermuda Bay ones in here as well, which I didn't do on the last one, but let's see. So we'll stamp off and just add a couple. And let's do them down here. There we go. Okay, and then last of all, we've got our leaf. And then this will be used to just fill in wherever I want a little bit extra. So, and this is using Lemon Lime Twist. Okay. And I think we'll do one here. Let's do one there. And there you have it. Thanks, Terry. Like I say, I think when you see the stamp set, they don't really look like much, but when you actually stamp with them, it really makes a big difference. And then what we've got is I've got the die cut, which I've just cut out using black cardstock. I'm just going to use my die brush to pop that out. There we go. Okay, and that just goes on there, and then we've got a little bit of black twine. So before I stick my thank you down, I'm going to do my twine. Because then if my twine doesn't end up quite where I'd intended it, it's easier to move the thank you than it is to fiddle about with my twine. Alright, so we'll just trim a piece off. So I want it here. Okay, and what I tend to do when I'm tying a bow, okay, is you'll see I've tied the knot, and then I'm going to turn my cardstock ever so just to the right, and then I'm going to make my bow. Okay, and what that does is it helps me get my bow in the direction that I want rather than poking sideways. Don't ask me how it works. Don't know the signs of it. I just know that it works. Okay, there we go. So now I'll get my fine tip glue pen, which is somewhere. Haha, where did I put it? Hang on, there we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a few small, let's make sure this hasn't got clogged up. And it is random, and I am not arty. I do find, however, at classes and generally speaking, that the hardest composition to do and to get right is random. I don't know if it's just me, but I tend to do things sort of in patterns. I think we all do. So when you're trying to make something look random, it can be a little bit more difficult. Now, my glue has gotten clogged up. I'm not going to do it on camera, but I'm just going to show you what to do if that happens. Is if you open the main lid, okay, and then if you take your pokey tool, what sometimes happens is you got the glue in here goes hard and it blocks the nozzle. So you just need to do this and it just cleans it out. It's a bit fiddly, but it works. Okay, and I'm being a bit silly doing that right over my almost finished project. Yeah, random is hard. Random is hard. When you get it right, it looks fantastic. But I fret about random sometimes because you look at it and you go, does that look random enough? Or does it look like I'm trying too hard? You start second guessing yourself. But at the end of the day, when it comes to your cards, the only person who's ever going to second guess yourself is you. Because nobody else really ever sees that. And particularly when you think about the reason why you're sending cards, it's not to show off how brilliant a card maker you are. It's to wish somebody love or a birthday or mark an occasion or just say hello. So that's the main thing. Yeah, you can see that. So it will be easy to kind of give up on it and say, oh, it's never going to come out. But actually, it's pretty straightforward. And this is what happens when you don't close up your nozzle properly. And you let stuff gather in it. So now let's just open. Bit of a diversion, but hopefully a useful tip for you guys, because this glue is great and it's very handy. There we go. All right, let's try, shall we? And you can see as well, we've got like a film has formed on the inside of the bottle as well. So we want to get rid of that. And that's all because I've left this open. Okay, longer than I should have done. All right, so let's just use our nozzle to clear it a little bit. Let's see if that's worked. Alrighty. If it hasn't, then I'll move on to my Tombow. There we go. Bingo! So all you need is a sharp poking device and all your worries are solved. but you can see I'm just putting tiny little dabs. I don't want a lot, because if I put too much on here, what happens is when I press it down, it will just ooze it out. And I don't want glue on my project. I just want it on the back of this. Okay, then we'll just pop it down. There. You can see simply sticking this on, you know, you could just use a bit of designer series paper, pattern paper, stick this over the top, and that's your card done. Easy. Now, I'm going to close it up straight away. So when you're closing up, what I tend to do is just put my finger behind the nozzle, and that helps me guide that little pin in. There we go. Can be tricky sometimes, but doing it saves you the job that I've just had to do. You're welcome, Debbie. You're welcome. There we go. And then I think we'll finish it off with a few rhinestones. Where are my rhinestones? Here they are. So, here we go. Let's pop one there. And I think maybe one there. And let's put one there. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim my ribbon a little. There we go. And then that just gets glued straight onto my card base. Make sure it's the right way up, top tip. There we are. Okay, and there we have it. I think one more thing for this one. Let's break out the wink of Stella again and just add a little bit of shimmer to some of our flowers. Don't need it on all of them. Just a little hint. Like they say, a little dab will do ya, as they say. Thanks, Anne. I just love the colours in this. They're just so bright and happy and summery. There we go. Now I've said we don't need it on all of them, but now that I've gotten started, I'm just going to put it everywhere. There we go, because I don't want any flowers that are not sparkly. That just wouldn't be fair, would it? So there we go. Can you see the sparkle on the flowers there? Don't know. There we go. So that's card number 3. Really, really easy to do. And again, just really look at the images that are in those stamp sets, because it's very easy to just overlook a lot of stuff because it doesn't always grab your attention straight away. So let's pop this back. Clear some space. Put those over there. Okay, it goes in there. I always run out of space on my table by this stage of the evening in a Facebook Live. Right, here we go. Now let's do our final card, okay, which is, oops, this one. And this is using a really beautiful stamp set with some really unusual imageries. It's the Wonderful Moments stamp set, and I just love that you've got the bride, pregnant lady, which is perfect for showers and all sorts of things, and then we've just got a regular lady. It reminds me a lot of the Beautiful You stamp set that we have. It's very similar, and again, a lot of the sentiments are just really, really lovely. And what I'm going to use for this one is I'm going to use our watercolor pencils, okay, and our blender pens. So what we've got is a Blackberry Bliss card base with a Blushing Bride layer, like so, And then we have 2 pieces of Whisper White the same side, one for the outside, and we'll do an inside for this one tonight. And then I have a scrap of this Blackberry Bliss Designer Series paper. This is from the Tranquil Textures pack. Okay, so we just want that tiny little strip, and then later on we'll need little scraps of Blushing Bride and White, but we'll get on to that in a minute. First, let's do our stamping. Okay, so let's do this bit first. So we're going to stamp our image. So we've got our lady. Okay. And then you'll notice that the way she's holding her hands, she can hold the balloons that we've got here or the flowers, and then we've got a little bag all designed to be added to this image, which I think is really clever. So I'm going to stamp her. It's using my Memento ink. Okay. Like so. She's straight, yes. And then I'm going to give her some flowers. It's this one. So again, I'm just going to stamp that in black. And you can see you can line this up with her hand. So that she then magically is holding that bunch of flowers. All right, and then I'm going to stamp my sentiment, okay, using Blackberry Bliss, just to the side. Okay. There we go. And that's it. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're just going to do some colouring with our watercolour pencils. So what colour shall I use? I've got, we've got Lemon Lime Twist, which is from the Colour Me Happy card making pack. And we'll do her dress in Rich Raspberry, I think. And we'll do some Melon Mumbo flowers, and then we need a blender pen. Okay, so really easy with the watercolor pencils and your blender pen. Just add some color down, and then just use the blender pen to spread the color. Okay, and you can add quite a lot of color. You can go back in again. Okay. There we go. I need to put the lid on. And I'm just going to add a little bit of green. So here I'm just colouring over the stems in green, just so we see a bit of the colour. And again, don't worry about being inside the lines or any of that. Okay. Then we're going to give her some brown hair. So again, just going to add it on there, and then use blender pen, just blend it out. And the great thing about the blender pens is that you don't need lots. They come in a pack of 3, but you don't need one for each colour, because in between colours all you do is on a little scrap piece of paper you just scribble off until your nib is clear. Oh yeah, clear. Okay, and then let's take our Rich Raspberry, okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add colour in the areas where I think she's going to be dark. Okay, and I'm no artist when it comes to this stuff. I'm not an expert, so I just have a go. Okay, and then we're just going to use our blender pen to just spread that colour around. Like so, and then we're going to do the same on the bottom. Okay, so just add it where So I'm pressing quite hard around the edges like so. I'm laying down quite a bit of colour, okay, because I know I'm going to blend it out. But you can see I'm not being especially careful about how I lay that colour down. And then we just blend it out. Hi Kat, welcome. You missed your prize. You won a prize earlier. Can't remember what it was now. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more shading to a few other places. And because we've got the blender pen down there, you've still got some of that alcohol, some of that blending solution. So your blender pens really spread really smoothly. There we go. And then we'll give her some matching shoes, shall we? Give her purple shoes. Okay. And then, so you can see I'm just colouring off. You'd be excited. Can't remember what you won. I'll have to look it up later. And then I'm going to just take my basic grey pencil and I'm just going to add a little bit more shadow underneath her, like so. Just bring it out, and that just grounds her a little bit more on the card so she doesn't look like she's just floating in midair. And then again, just take the blender pen and blend that out. Well done, Anne, thank you. Doilies Cat, that's what you won. I love you ladies, you keep me on track. You're fantastic. Alrighty, so that's it, that's our colouring. And I think I love our blends, and there's a whole load of new colours have just come out and been released, and I can't wait to get my hands on them and play with them. But they're quite an investment, and if you're new to colouring and you're not quite ready to make that investment yet, then your watercolour pencils are really, really good for that. I think I mentioned that on my last live. I think it's £11 or £13 or something for your pack. So it's a great way to just get started, just figure out colouring without having to commit too much. Okay, because you can also do them using water. So next we're going to just embellish this a little bit. So we've got our strip of cardstock, and we're going to use the tailored tag punch. I'm just going to use it to do a little flag. So we've got the triple banner punch, which will do this, but then you can also use your tailored tag punch. So that's two uses out of it. We always like that, okay? So I'm just going to lay that there because I don't know precisely where I want it to go just yet. And I'm going to punch a small circle from white and a slightly larger circle from Blushing Bride. And I wanted to show you this because this is a kind of cool way of creating a little extra embellishment. If you haven't got a flower punch, or you haven't got a flower, or you don't want a flower, you want something a little bit different. So I'm just going to scrunch those up a little bit. Okay, and we'll get our glue dots. So we take the white piece and we glue dot it to the pink piece. So you can imagine if you did these, and depending on the colours, these would really be quite cool for even like kids cards or masculine cards or something, depending on what colour scheme you used. Okay, alright, so then I'm just going to line up my elements. Okay, so I want that to go there. And then I'm going to just glue my piece down. Like so. Okay, and then trim off the excess. Alrighty, and then we're going to add a gem to the center. Oh, that's gone a bit, hadn't quite fully dried yet, but that's alright. So let's get this on. Don't know about you guys, but I feel just so sticky right now. And it's not just because I've got glue all over me. Alrighty, okay, and then assembly is easy. We just glue this panel to the Blushing Bride piece. See, now I have got glue all over me. Oh, what am I like? Oh dear. I need a cup of tea, that's what it is. Didn't have one earlier because it was just a bit too hot, but I think I'll have one when I'm done here. There we go. I'm dragging the last dregs out of my glue bottle. Don't like to waste it. Okay, and then on the inside, I haven't stamped anything, but you could stamp something if you wanted. In fact, I think, oop. There we go. But generally, if I'm doing a dark card base like this, you really do need to put a panel on the inside. Just give you somewhere to write. So there we go. That's card number 4. Oh, yeah. So let's clear some space and bring in the other cards from earlier. Let's see what you guys think. Let's see if we have a favorite tonight. Okay, so we've got the thank you. We've got the flowers. We've got the dandelions. Let's see if I can get them all in. And we have the elephant. There you go. Can you see all 4 of those? So let's hear it. Let's see which one is your favorite while I clear some of this stuff away. So while you're voting, again, just to recap, remember to share the video to be entered into the prize draw for these gorgeous bitty buttons, which I'll give away next Monday night in our next live. And also to remind you of the 2 special offers that are happening this month with Stampin' Up. One of which is the buy 3 packs of Designer Series paper and get a 4th pack for free. Excellent. And also that when you sign up as a Stampin' Up demonstrator between now and the 31st of July, you get 10 ink pads free. So they come in different bundles. So there's this bundle here, which is all the in colours, so you get all of those. Or you've got each of the colour families, so you could choose neutrals or brights or subtles or regals. So 10 ink pads is worth about £67, which is quite a lot. So that's a really, really good deal. Not to mention that when you do your starter kit, you get £30 of stuff for free because you choose £130 worth of stuff and you only pay £99. So I'll be posting some details on that over the next little while. So let's have a look. What have we got? Thanks, Joyce. We've got the elephant, the dandelion. The elephant seems to be, let's see if I can scroll back through the comments. Elephant. Kat, you did a picture of an elephant. Well done. And you like this one? Yeah, I thought you might. It's nearly berry burst, actually. Yeah, so let's have a look. Elephant, dandelion. Thanks, Diane, for the share. So these 2 seem to be the favourites. So thank you, ladies. It's been fun sharing with you again. And I will be back next Monday, as usual, at 8 o'clock. So thanks again and see you next week. Bye.